For ladies, you need to be able to know when the guy really loves you. Love is not a feeling. Hi, my name is Neo Dunsi, and this is the Good News Channel TV. We're on the parenting channel where I give you tips about what it means to be a good parent. Now, we've been learning about how to be a good parent, and we've spoken about how you have to love your child, and that means not just giving money and gifts, giving of yourself, your time and your energy. This is what it means to really love your child. Now, I'm going to be talking about something else, and that is being responsible. That means being responsible for your children. Being responsible. Now, you know, it's not just being a biological father or mother that makes you a parent. No. You have to be responsible. You see, fatherhood means the source and the sustainer. The source and the sustainer. That's what God is. God is our Father. He is our source. When you look at the Gospel according to St. John and chapter 4, it talks about the fact that we hail from God. We are from God. Of His own will, He begat us. He gave birth to us. We are God's children. He is our Father. And He is also, of course, our sustainer. That's why the Lord Jesus Christ said, I am the vine and you are the branches. He said, without me you can't do anything. Because I'm not only your source, I'm your sustainer. If you are cut off from me, you're finished. It's the same way when it comes to parenthood. You're not just the father, and I'm talking to fathers now, you're also the sustainer. You have to take responsibility for your kids. What your kids grow up to be depends on you, not on the pastor, not on the teacher. It depends on you. You are the one that God has put that responsibility upon. You are supposed not to blame your wife, blame a caregiver, blame an aunt or even your older kids for what happens to your child, because you are the one. It's like they say, the bosses. I understand Harry Truman, president of the United States, had a plaque on his table that said, "The buck stops here." That's what it means to take responsibility. Don't push responsibility away. Don't blame anybody else for what your child becomes. Now, I've always said that if I were ever to go into politics, I would sponsor a bill in the National Assembly to say that teenagers, juveniles, that commit crimes should not be punished alone. Their parents should also be punished, because their parents are the ones responsible in most cases. When parents don't take responsibility for what their children are doing, what they become, then we have a wild society. The values that your children are being taught, do you know what they are? Do you know what kind of friends your children have? Do you ask your children to bring their friends home so you can meet them? Do you know what your children are doing on the internet? Do you know the sites they're browsing? Do you know what's happening with your children? If you don't, then you're not taking responsibility. What you don't know is this: the way God designed humans, at the stage in life, at the latter stage of a man's life or a woman's life, the children are going to be the ones that will now be looking after them. Because most of the time, physically, and sometimes even mentally, people are no longer alert. They get to the ages of, I don't know, even some from 60 and upwards. They already need help. They need caregivers. They need someone to guide them. They need someone to run their ideas through. The same happened with my own parents. By the time they were in their 70s, they couldn't do things like putting on the generator by themselves. They couldn't do so many things. And so they had to move from where they were. They had to move to be closer to their kids. You see, this is what happens. And then that's when you begin to suffer the consequences of your neglect of your children. It's going to bounce back on you. Whatever you sow, you reap. Now, let me, I don't even know if I should apologize. I just want to give you as it is. You have to take responsibility for those kids, or else you're going to regret it. Whether you like it or not, you are going to regret it, because you are going to need those kids. And what you put in them when they're young is what they're going to give back to you when you're old. So take this very serious. If you're making a mistake in this area, realize that you're the one responsible for your kids. Take responsibility. You're the one to determine what they become, how things go with them in life. And this depends on what you put in them when they're still very young. Okay? I'll still be back giving you more tips about how to be a good parent. Don't go away.